During the filming of our preliminary task, we had to ask people to be our actors. However, nobody was available to do our acting. Therefore, that meant me and my partner had to do both the filming and the acting. So that took up a lot more time than needed than if you were just doing the filming. For example, we had to press, when we were both in the same shot, we had to press record, walk to our position, and then edit that part out, and that would have taken a lot less time than if we just had to press record and film. But it also meant that we couldn't see the footage until we'd finished the acting. We also had to do our filming twice, and the reason for that was because our footage got lost, so that meant that our film was a little bit more rushed than what we wanted it to be. Having actors this time in the main task film helped us a lot, seeing as we were able to actually watch the footage as we were filming it and be able to see what it would look like. And also the fact that the footage wasn't lost helped us a lot with timing. However, though, we did come across our own issues with the camera, which we were able to resolve on our own. I stayed working with the same partner because we worked well together, we found it easy to get along, and we also had very similar ideas as to what we wanted to create, so it was easier to make decisions. The main task worked a lot better than the preliminary task since we didn't have to act, therefore we could purely focus on the directing and the filming. However, though, it also worked a little bit worse since the camera that we used during the preliminary task was a lot better than the one we used during the main task. The main task camera had a few problems on it which we either learned how to work around or fixed. I have learned that making a longer film requires a lot more time and energy and planning. Like if you want to make a film, you need to think of the specific details required in a film, such as the narrative, the themes, the mise en scène, the cinematography, the conventions of the genre, and then if all the decisions that you've made fit within that genre. And then once you've done all that, you need to think of the specific details whilst you're filming, such as anything that would alter the continuity, such as a prop being out of place, because then that could alter the effect that you're trying to create. The research and planning are, in my opinion, one of the most important steps since it helps in understanding the genre. It helps to know and identify the conventions and also allows you to know how to make the audience feel by creating and setting the right tone and theme and more, as well as preventing you from accidentally slipping into a genre that you didn't want to go to. The planning of the logistics were very important since, if not dealt with properly, they could alter the whole film. For our film, I had to make sure that our actors weren't busy or that they knew what we were filming. We also had to make sure that areas such as the costumes looked the same in their specific scene, so there could be no continuity errors, or that the locations we were filming at were free, so there could be no disturbances. And then we also had to check details such as if the camera was charged or if the tripod was in good shape. If I had the chance to do the whole process again, I would have immediately checked the equipment before going out to film, since that was a massive problem during our filming. I also would have asked someone if they could have acted as an understudy, since the original actress playing our female fell ill one day before our first filming day and I had to replace her at short notice. I also would have worked on my own because although I've enjoyed working in a group, I've always wanted to try working alone, and I believe I work better independently.